Hey, how's it going, everybody? Schweezel here for Get Better Games, and I just had a little bit of a situation that I ran into in one of my games in solos that I think you guys could maybe learn or I could teach a little bit from. So I wanted to just kind of break it down for you guys a little bit. This is going to involve late game movement and decision making, really. Um, and a lot of people are going to see this as maybe like an incorrect or very passive way to play this out. But I mean, in the end, it gets me the W. So let's hop into it. I just want to start by saying, guys, that this guy across the way here obviously sees me here. I do not see this guy that is on the mini map below me. I haven't been made aware of him yet, but I figure someone's probably down there. I've heard and seen people firing over there, and I know that this guy has probably the best positioning in the game. So I'm trying to not move until someone else challenges this guy because I definitely have the farthest to go out of anybody. So I see this guy down here. He built really poorly and ends up actually just dying because of it. That was really not smart of him. Um, I really try to keep moving on my way down here, you guys. Notice that when I'm sliding down and I think I'm gonna take fall damage. You're only gonna take fall damage when you fall three or more like tile units. So I try to, in that sense, I try to, for that reason, build every three tile units or two tile units. So right there, I take a snipe shot. I start building a barrier. I'm trying to move up because I know that I'm safe now, but I'm still waiting for somebody to really challenge this guy. And I have some smalls, so I'm gonna go ahead and use those. Still kind of waiting, making sure everything's going all right. And then I notice that like I start hearing some other stuff on top of this hill and noticing fresh building. So I figure that people are fighting up there, and I'm gonna make my move. You guys, this is why it's not necessarily the best thing to just be on top and like challenging everyone, because all of a sudden this guy has two or three guys rushing up at him. And he completely lost track of me right here. This guy doesn't know where I am, and I know that both of these guys are up there. So I think the last guy might be waiting here. I'm just making sure that the last two guys are like 100% up there. I actually end up being kind of wrong, but so right here, this is what I want to point out to you guys. You see how I'm pinched right now? I was unaware of this. I thought that they were both up there or that this guy was going to get pushed by somebody from the other side of the hill. Okay? So I made a bit of a mistake right here in assuming that, and I put myself in between two players, but I gave myself the high ground on one of them. So the big time threat is the guy that's above both of us, and I'm really paying attention to that as I start doing what I'm doing here. So I seriously just start building because I know at this point that someone is probably going to have to come down here. If you guys look at the map, like I'm in the safe part of the circle, so someone's either going to have to build straight over me or come down here. So I get their attention right there. I sort of like dip out to where they can't see me again, and I start shooting to where I think they might be above me, so trying to knock them down. And guys, right there, this is something that you can do anywhere. I built a wall and then just started building a ceiling off of it to give myself a ceiling so this guy was not going to be able to find me. And then I just start laying traps everywhere, and this dude is scared now. He knows that he is going to have to move over me or like by me at some point. And what I'm doing right here is I'm editing. I'm looking for this guy. I actually see him right there while I'm editing this tile, and I end up knocking him, but because of how he slid right there, it wasn't the best, and he actually ends up not challenging me through this hole. I thought he was going to challenge me through that hole, so I go over to my traps and I start like building over here. I'm trying to give myself the right hand advantage from any way that he can come down. You guys, if you notice in this game, your character is always right-handed, so it's always going to be stronger and quicker to push that way around a wall. So I realize he's not coming down. I edit that back in so that I can come over here. And then I notice that he sees the last guy. So, guys, I'm taking note of this and I'm kind of letting them fight it out. I'm really hoping that this last guy does not notice me at all, which seems to be the case. I'm hoping that he doesn't notice me at all and that this guy above me is going to be aggro on him because he's got to move again. And that one of them is going to die. And he starts jumping everywhere. So I know that he's probably making an aggressive move or something right now. I hear the rockets and I can tell that they're coming up from the ground, or at least some of them are. So I'm waiting to see if this guy on the ground dies. And I, guys, right here, I've said this before. I notice in the kill feed in game from that audio cue that just happened that that guy died. It said, and specifically, even if I didn't notice where that sound happened, it said that that guy died from falling when I was in game. Okay, I can from this assume that that guy is dead, and the only player that I have left to eliminate is underneath me. This gives me a huge advantage, and he also doesn't understand that I'm right here. So I assume that he's probably going to be healing, and I also need to move out. So I just start charging. I put a floor down so that I have some places to move off the mountain. And then I actually end up, this was like not a good move, but I end up catching myself and I see him right here. And I have a grenade launcher, and I just notice he's in a really bad spot. You guys, I get a grenade tick in on him, and he's building with metal. So I just know that if I spam him for long enough, I'm gonna get these shots in. I just need to keep the pressure on him so that he can absolutely not get any shots off me. He makes the mistake of not building out when I start grenade launching him, and it really just pigeonholes him in right there and gives me the win, you guys. And that win was really not a high kill win, and it was all about knowing when to move and making good decisions in the late game. So just know that you guys can improve. There's so many aspects of this game. The biggest ones to me are shooting and building and movement. And I think everything can fall under those two umbrellas of either shooting or building and movement. And this game was all building and movement that won me this. Um, so I just want you guys to sort of pay attention in your own games to how you can use movement and decision making and playing sort of other players off each other like this to your advantage. I hope you guys could get something out of this. This has been Schweezel with Get Better Games, and I'll check you next time.